Good morning. You know how they say, be careful what you wish for? I wished for snow. It's snowing again, and I'm supposed to have Nate's family come over at 10 o'clock. And it's 10 to 8, and it's sticking to the road. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see when the snow stops and if we can push it till the afternoon, because I got a fridge full of food, and if they don't come over, they're getting a special delivery. I haven't opened up my Advent, so literally just got up, but I figure I can still post last week's video and give a little intro to this one. So, third vlog for Christmas, third time it's snowing. So it does look like we're getting it almost every week so far. I wanted snow. Anyway, the kitty has been fed. I am getting ready to call folks to see if they want to postpone for a few hours. And then I think I'm going to sit and knit for a little while, because I doubt I'm going to get guests at 10 o'clock. But I don't think it's going to stick. Like, I think it's going to stop soon. Maybe. But yeah, welcome to Vlogmas week 3. It is December 14th. And next week I've got my wisdom tooth coming out. That's actually tomorrow. I've got Tuesday off just in case. My dentist wants me to keep my blood pressure low within 24 hours after the extraction. So I was like, I'll just take the day off. And then maybe a dinner with friends. And then preparing for one of my brothers is having his birthday get together with my mom and the rest of our siblings and whatnot here in about a week. I will not be cooking though. And I ordered a cake from a bakery. So that'll be pretty low key. There will be some Christmas Day cooking, Christmas Eve cooking. Not a lot, but I did want to just do a couple of things. So, all right, well, I will check in later, let you know what the results are, whether we have this or not, this breakfast. Okay, bye. Hello friends, it is December 16th, I believe, and it's been a rough couple of days, so I am just taking some time to do things that I love. And one of the things that I love doing is nesting, and so I got these really cute Christmas cookie jars. They're very small. They don't need to be huge. There's just 2 humans and a kitty in the house. So we really don't need a lot of cookie jars, but I'm going to fill these up with some fun snacks, and I probably will do a bigger update later on in the week. I hope you're having a great December. Bye. Okay, it is December 17th. It's been a very long week. A lot going on, but we're making it through one day at a time. I get to take Ophelia back to the vet because it turns out she has stage 1 kidney disease, and I've processed it a lot. and done some research, and as long as we, there she's walking around me right now. As long as we take her to the vet a little bit more often to get her blood work checked and switch out her food, she could be healthy for a very long time. Just have to keep an eye on her. So that was still a lot to hear this week though. But we're getting through it. Just hope that her blood pressure comes back good tomorrow so that she doesn't have to be on blood pressure meds. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I haven't been on here much this week just because so much has been going on and everything that we've been dealing with. And I don't know how much time I'm going to have this weekend to record. So I figured it's Thursday. Why don't I go ahead and do a quick check-in with the Advents? And of course, I've forgotten the various things around the house that I was going to show you, knitting projects, but let's get started and I'll go grab those. So I think what I'll do is I haven't opened day 17 for any of my Advents. So I think what I'll do is I'll open day 17 for all 3 of them, and then I'll show what I've got so far this week for each individual Advent. So let's start with Blackbird Sycamore yarn. Okay, the cryptid for today, oh my gosh, look how cute that is. Is it focusing? I think it is, sort of. Ruberado. One of the most fun, fearsome creatures of the tall tales in the Ruberado, a bouncy porcupine. Its skin is very rubbery and it inflates itself and will bounce and laugh as it travels. The creature is bulletproof since bullets bounce off of it. Eating the Ruberado meat on its own would make it bounce around in your mouth, so it is best cooked into a stew, but will cause people to bounce and laugh for a couple of days. It craves salt and eats axe handles, making it a nuisance to lumberjacks. The first known time the creature was described in literature was 1938, the same year the inflatable beach ball was invented. Ooh, and it's a very pretty purple. I like that. I think you guys can see that right. I think it's in focus. Yes. Very pretty. Next is my Advent swap with my name twin Jessica from the Knitted Butterfly. Oh, I like this one. That's very pretty. Let's get it to focus. I like that. Let's get it focused back on my face. And then finally, we've got the Nightmare Before Christmas Progress Keeper Advent. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, before I show you everything together, I need to go get my little tree and a few things. Be right back. Be ready. Okay, we are ready. So first, let's do Blackbird Sycamore yarn. And here is day, let's see, this is day 14 through 17. This is day 14, this is day 17, and one of the days also came with this guy. I don't know if you can see that very well. Anyway, it's like a little leaf stitch marker. It's very pretty. So that was Blackbird Sycamore yarn, and then next is my swap Advent. Day 14, 15, 16, 17. And with one of the days, I can't remember which one, I got these stitch markers and progress keepers, like a little 4th of July themed. These are all from her shop. And I don't think I showed these, but this came in an earlier one. I don't remember which day. I haven't been as good about putting the extras back for these because I've started using them. Well, with the intention of using them. So those are both from the Knitted Butterfly shop that she included in my advent. So here is my Nightmare Before Christmas tree. Is it focusing? It is. Oh, stay flat, stay flat. Doing this backwards is definitely interesting. Stay flat, here it is. Shh, Jinky's still backwards, come on. Do you guys wanna be shown off for Vlogmas? Okay, I think it's finally straight now. Ugh. The struggle is real this week. Very cool. It's hard to believe that it is the 17th and that next week is Christmas. Oh God. Sorry about the crinkles. Okay. Let me pick up this mess real quick. All right, so sticking with Advent stuff, sort of. I have gotten into, I think I just started day 11 of my Wonderland wrap. And let me tell you, and I'm gonna show it again, Amy of Happy Little Yarn. First of all, if you wanna see like daily openings of the 2 Advents that I purchased, Amy at Happy Little Yarn does a great job doing that. I'm just not gonna film every day. I just, especially right now, don't have the capacity, but every couple of days is fine. But the other thing to mention is that she had this genius move to buy hair clips and put them on your yarn for yarn management. And on this one in particular, I try not to have 2 going at once. Like when I put it in my bag, I try to finish a fade section with 2 yarns before I stop for the night, but sometimes I can't. So like if I had 2 balls of yarn attached to this, I can have both of these clips on here and yarn's not like rolling all around in my bag and I have to untangle it and whatever. But what I would like to show you, okay, so here are the first few days. We blended into yellow and green, and now we're getting into the blues, and we're doing the waffle stitch, which I think is a really cool stitch. I've never done it before, but it just adds another really cool texture to this wrap. Now, I think I mentioned before, typically you do the increases in the middle. I have not been doing that because I was like, well, it's gonna mess up the pattern. Well, it turns out it creates a really cool design down the center if you do that. But I didn't see that until somebody else, I think Stephanie posted it in her stories, somebody that tagged her. So I said, well, I'm gonna keep doing it the way that I'm doing it. I also think the way that I'm doing it is easier for my brain to remember what the next stitch is when I'm reading my work, but I think this is day 11. I don't remember, but the sections, the fade sections and sections themselves are starting to get shorter because it's getting longer. And so I'm only a couple of days away from the center, and then we start decreasing again. So I'm almost halfway there. And you know, I'm really loving it a lot. I am. And I think next year we'll see what happens. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, I have some Advents that I have not knitted before. And so it is, while it is tempting to buy an Advent, and we'll see if I can resist the temptation, part of me is like, just during Vlogmas, why don't you just use one of your former Advents and wind the yarn every day and find a really cool project to do with the other beautiful yarn that you have. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. So certainly don't need more yarn, but I'm gonna put this back in the project bag that goes with the Advent. Yes, yes. That's the only Advent project I'm working on. I do still want to make the Cozy Comfort Throw with my Advent Swap Advent, but And I realized I'm signing myself up for so many blankets next year, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I will start that one eventually. Maybe that'll be my like New Year's cast on. But I think so far there's been at least one mini skein of DK, because I told her just surprise me, I'll take either one. So I think in the Cozy Comfort Throw, when I have DK weight yarn, and it might just be that one, I don't know, instead of holding it with like the fingering neutral color, I'm gonna throw in a strand of mohair, because I really don't think that the mohair is going to mess with the gauge so much that one small section of the blanket with DK weight yarn can't handle it. So I think that's the plan. The other thing that I've been working on, and I don't know the last time that I showed this on here, because I paused I forget the name of the sock, but it was a cabled sock for my dad that was supposed to be for Christmas. I paused that, but I have been working on this sock. I was influenced by the Crazy Sock Lady to get the Regia design line by Arne and Carlos. And so this is gonna be part of the box of socks that I'm gonna give my dad. I don't know when, Father's Day or his birthday, I'm not really sure. So I worked on those a little bit today just because I needed something different to knit on other than the shawl, where I didn't have to like pay attention to my number of rows quite as closely. The other thing that I wanted to show you is not something that I am actively working on. However, I am putting it in my Crafty Cryptid bag that I bought from Stephanie recently. I still have FOMO from that advent. And typically that lives in this bag. Well, I'm using this bag to hold all of my advents that I know I haven't shown on the podcast yet. And it was easier than like digging through the boxes, figuring out which ones I had shown, which ones I hadn't. So I was like, let me put it in one of my baskets and let me transfer my reading shawl to something else. And I think I showed this on the podcast recently. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure I need to move the marker to down here. So there's that. So, like I said, I'm using 2 balls of yarn. So I have a little thing here. Somehow this one is unwinding. Let me just fix that. You have to be very strategic with how you place them in there so that they don't unwind. But I just love this strategy because look at that, yarn management. If they twist up, it's not going to be the end of the world. But yeah, I do want to get back to this as soon as I finish, I think, this Advent shawl, and maybe do another section of my satellite shawl, which I'm not showing today. But the thing I wanted to show you is I just took, because I have so many different balls of yarn, like this bag is so full of scrap yarn, and also skeins where I just didn't know what I was going to do with them, and I felt like they fit really well. Like I think this is Mrs. Babs. I don't know where that mini skein even came from. Or like I've got this one. I'm pretty sure that's Coast to Coast yarn. Those look like her colors anyway. So the yarn is up to like right here on this bag, and this bag holds a lot of stuff, So I literally sat there the other day and put a little clip on every single ball of yarn. You want to know why? Because when I was pulling stuff out of that basket and putting them into this bag, there was just like yarn ends everywhere. And I was like, this is going to be a like yarn management nightmare every time I want to go pick out a new color. So really what I'm trying to say is, Amy, thank you for sharing that tip, because I think you just saved what little sanity I might have left. And I think that's everything for right now. I had another work day today. I'm gonna have another work day tomorrow. Tonight, Nate is doing movies with a friend. So I think I am going to, I don't know, knit. I need to read some more. I finally finished The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. Definitely helped me love that series even more and want to continue reading it. And I need to figure out what book I'm going to read next. So I'm at 72 books and I need to do 3 more. So I think I'm going to do a couple more like very short audiobook, like short stories, because those still count. And then 1 or 2, at least one of the books that I picked out from my shelves because I read every night, so I need something. So I don't think it'll be too hard to get to 75 because I'm more than halfway through my audiobook that I listen to when I'm in the car. And I can always pick that book up and just physically read it really quickly, so we'll see. Thanks for joining me on the 17th, and I will definitely see you again before this week is out. I might even go ahead and edit some of this vlog tonight, so there's not much editing to do on Saturday, so I can very easily upload it on Sunday because Christmas is next week. People are coming into town. There's just not going to be a lot of time for editing in the next couple of days, but I'll get your vlog up. Don't you worry, the 5 of you that watch. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hello, friends. I am just checking in. It's the 18th, and it's been fun talking about some of my other projects and how I'm organizing things. And I thought it would be cool to incorporate some plans that I have for my knitting and crocheting and other crafting for next year. So we're gonna maybe take the next 2 weeks. I don't know, I might go till the end of December. I know some other people are doing that. So stay tuned. I might go all the way. But today what I did during my lunch break is I said, you know, I've got this big basket right here with stuff in it that needs to go somewhere else. And it's full of yarn, and it's the yarn that I am setting aside for my next granny stripe blanket. And even though at one point I was like, I do not want to do another fingering weight granny stripe blanket, as soon as I was done with the first one, I was like, I want to do another one. So this is going to be a super long-term project. I have so many blankets specifically planned for next year. I must have lost my mind on top of everything else I want to do. But there's no rush. I'm not planning on finishing all of the blankets next year, but I did want to make sure that for this one, I do a couple of rows a week and I kind of have my color palette figured out. So here it is. I haven't done much, but I've got some done. I think this is like a Lola Bean Yarn Co. She had like a sweet tea lemonade set, but it's a little dark in here. I'll try to lighten that up in the editing. But this is what I've got so far. I think I cast on around 300 stitches, and then I took those clips that I talked about yesterday and all the yarn that was in this basket, and I put them by color in these Ziploc bags. So the main theme of the blanket is going to lean a little bit more pink than anything, but I do have these other lighter colors. Like we've got some in the brown family, we've got some gray, and I think this is my green or blue bag. This is the green bag. I've got some of that fun like natural brownish yellows. This is just a mixture of yarn where it's got cream colors and maybe a little bit of yellow. Like there's just not enough of one color for it to have its own separate bag, but it's still relatively light in color, leaning more beige. I do have this kind of mixed bag of like, is it pink? Is it purple? Does it have other maybe brighter colors? I don't know if all of these are gonna make it. Like this one in particular, I might save that for another project that I have. I just don't know. We'll see what the mood of the blanket is gonna be when I get there. But I do know that, for example, like the pink and this brownish yellow and these browns and the neutrals are gonna be like the main theme, where every once in a while I will have like a blue and a green and a purple. And as I'm completing projects throughout the year and I have any of these colors, I'll add them to these bags. But yeah, these were all just thrown into the basket. They were all over the place. And I decided let's get this a little bit more organized so that it's easier to find yarn as I add a new stripe and a new color to the blanket. So that's all I've got for now. I'm going to take Ophelia to her appointment. We're going to leave here around 3:20, so that's not too far from now, and just hope her blood pressure is good. Had a great conversation with the vet pharmacy. Yes, you're going to hear a lot about my cat's health updates because she is my child and she needs to live forever. But the vet's really making me feel a lot better about the situation. And we're doing everything we can to make sure that it either doesn't progress or it progresses very slowly so that hopefully we have years left with her. So she is going to freak out in the car and freak out while she's there. But when she comes home, she'll get dinner and a nice quiet evening until I make her take her antibiotics. Bless her heart. Okay, I don't know if I'll jump back on here again today, but I will check in a little bit tomorrow and Saturday. And see you in a little bit, I guess. Bye. Good morning, friends. I have just run out of time to film, and I have so much to do this weekend before the holidays start happening and family gets into town. So this is going to have to be my outro. I will have all of my advents through today, which is the 20th, pictured in the slides after this. And I might be able to film a little bit more at the end of the week next week to show off knits and whatnot. So Ophelia's chirping at the birds. I don't think you can hear her. One is on the porch. Probably all you hear is my washing machine. Anyway, things have calmed down here. Things are getting better, so that's good. I have not knit very much at all. What you've seen is about as far as I've gotten with anything. Maybe a few extra rows here and there. Today we are having part 1 of one of my brother's birthday celebrations. Tomorrow is part 2. That'll be here at the house. Nobody in my family wants to be filmed, and I totally respect that. So I might get some like random pictures and footage with no people in it, but I can't promise anything. But I am going to get some stuff done around the house. I'm actually nerding out and creating my reading list for 2026. And I think next week I might, at some point, next week or the week after, start looking at unfinished knitting projects and maybe my knitting project wish list. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I hope everyone is having a good December so far and that next week isn't going to be too crazy. And I will see you then. Bye.